How are you all? Ooh, let me just get this right. How are you all? Don't be ridiculous, it's beer. I just wasn't allowed to bring the bottle on, apparently. That's why I was a little bit late on stage. I was literally going... Anyway, how are we all? Kevin, you've done your panel. Was Kevin in trouble?
Yeah.
He's very... There's an old show in the UK called EastEnders. Has anyone heard of it? So, you love me too, mate. Is he drunk? The theme music for EastEnders goes doo, 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 doo. And it's quite satisfying just to swap that with the word douche. Douche, douche. Love that, man. Anyway, you all look lovely. Oh, there's lots of you, isn't there? So we've got questions on this side, and we've got questions on this side. Oh, hello. So we're going to start on this side, and then we're going to come to you, okay? Let's start this side.
Hi, I'm Felicia. I actually spoke to you yesterday, but I have another question.
Okay, Felicia.
Okay. Sorry. So when Netflix kind of took it over, I just don't know why we're not talking about this, it became a little more risque. I'll say it that way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why is nobody talking about You're Perfect? I'll say in your terms, bum. Lucifer, spin-off, movie, whatever. Will we see more of Netflix's version of Lucifer? I'll say that.
I mean, it might be called Lucifer, the Revenge of His Bum. I'm glad that you noticed that. Yeah, we were given a bit more leeway, and so they decided to basically take all my clothes off as much as possible, which was fun. But Lucifer is free and easy with his nudity. So
I didn't mind.
I beg your pardon?
I didn't mind, but my husband did. That's why I kicked him out of this thing and took my sister. It was a whole thing for 2 years.
Did I create a divide in your marriage?
Especially after this conversation.
When you apologise to your husband, I didn't mean for my backside to create such a thing. Anyway, yes, Netflix let us take our clothes off. What Netflix didn't tell me was that what they would do was use all the nude shots for the kind of post, you know, when you go on Netflix and it says what's on. And they just used all the stuff with me no clothes on. And I thought, interesting. If I was an actress, would we be having the same conversation? Just putting it out there. Anyway, not that I mind. Well, I do a bit, but it's fine. I don't mind. It's my clothes, I took them off. Yes, young man.
You probably remember me. This time I don't have 3 questions, but I have 1 question, and it's a great question. What is it?
Hang on, I'll be the judge of that.
What is it you truly desire?
That is a good question. That's a really good question. What do I truly desire? I desire just a bit of a better world right now. That's what I desire. I feel like we need a leader in this world. Someone who's going to lead properly. And not because they just want to be a leader. They need to get hold of the scruff of the neck of all the problems and do something about it and inject some humanity into the equation. That would be lovely. Thank you, sir. That was a great question. It was 7 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Hello.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I am extremely political. I appreciate everything you do on Instagram. All of your interviews that you've done are incredible. My question is, I have two. What was it like moving from socialized medicine in the UK, coming here to our capitalist for-profit system that, in my opinion, is horrible because there are so many people who can't get medical treatment. How do you feel about that?
Wow. Well, serious. Let's be serious for a second. I think COVID is probably a really great example because it affected absolutely everybody. And during COVID, I was in the States and I was talking to people back home, and it really brought to the forefront how incredible it is to have a National Health Service. Okay? The notion that someone may fall sick, or be in poor health, or be involved in an accident, or something completely out of our control, is not entitled to go and see a doctor about it without proving that they can pay for that first. I think it's disgraceful.
Yeah.
And I think that having a welfare state isn't a bad word. I think it's a good word because not everyone is as fortunate as each other. And I think it's up to us to look after our people, not alienate them.
My other question is, what do you think the significance of Lucifer being the only one with pure white wings was? Was it that he couldn't lie? Or was it just that he was kind of innocent in the fact that he couldn't lie? What do you think the significance was?
I think the fact that Lucifer couldn't lie was both refreshing and disturbing for him and for other people. You might think, well, if you watch the movie Liar, Liar, the ability to not lie is sometimes quite difficult. Because sometimes we tell lies to preserve other people's feelings out of sensitivity. And it's not a malicious lie. It's what, we used to call like a white lie or something like that, because it was done not to be malicious or anything like that, but just to sort of help a situation. Lying isn't great, and I think that highlighting that through a character is pretty cool. But it was a superpower, but also like something that he found quite debilitating as well. Because when you start mixing with humans and you're only telling the truth, that can be quite toxic as well. But that's because they're humans. Anyway, does that answer your question?
The white wings. Lucifer was the only one with white wings.
Yeah.
Why do you think his were white, pure white, and everybody else's were kind of dark?
Well, I think that I think we were toying with the notion that there was an element of purity about Lucifer before what happened to him happened. So I think that we were playing with that, and the fact that he was the light bringer. But I think it reminds our audience, it reminds Lucifer of the person that he once was, or the angel that he once was. And even though his wings are white, he probably didn't see them that way because he felt so bad about himself. There you go. Does that answer your question? Sorry. Okay. This side.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Jordan, I'm from South Carolina.
Where are you from in South Carolina?
South Carolina, Clemson?
Is it near Greenville?
Yes.
Oh, that's where my sister lives.
Oh,
Little factory there.
That's where we're from.
my perception is it's safety for everyone, so I'm like protecting people from corporate environment and all that. So self-care is usually a hard thing to fit in. And so during the show, you and your fellow cast members showed the value of self-care by making time for exercise in the midst of the busy work schedule. So this inspired me to actually make a change in my own life, and I can't thank you enough for kind of showing that to everyone. I was wondering if you had a person or an event in your life that affected you in a positive way.
Sorry, go.
Did you have someone in your life or an event that changed you in a positive way?
Ooh, yeah, lots of people. But on the self-help front, I have to talk about my dear friend Paolo. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to, you know, have someone help me look after myself. And part of that's because I know what I'm like, and I need someone else to help motivate me. But he does, and he makes me accountable, and that's really cool. And and through that process of working with Paolo, not only have we become incredibly great friends, but he's almost like a confidant as well. I spend so much time with him. He's a really positive person in my life, and I have probably the most challenging conversations I have with Paolo at the moment. Well, not just at the moment, just, you know, he's that person in my life who will challenge me and not feel like that's a bad thing. So, yeah, I think that. But it's all, I think it's really important. Looking after oneself is really, really important. And when everyone's busy and, you know, life takes over, it's really, really difficult to put yourself first. But if you can find those moments, and if you can find people around you to help inspire those moments, like, I just like playing pickleball. Have you heard of pickleball? Brilliant. What a great game. But like, now there's a few of us who'll meet up once a week and we'll do it. And we sort of check in with each other during that time. And I think, you know, exercise and motivating yourself to do things like that, it brings conversations up that maybe you wouldn't have. Like, I have amazing conversations on the golf course, for example. But I probably wouldn't have them if I hadn't set that time aside. So it's all, you know, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. But look after yourself first.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a bit serious today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Samantha from Maryland. My question, well, first I want to say you're a great hugger because your picture yesterday you raised me really
Do
great
you love a hug? Do you love a hug?
My question is, if you were to go to a convention, which one would it be and why? And it can't be Lucifer.
Any convention at all, even if they don't like. I'd go to a Succession convention for sure. Like the TV show Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
Oh my God, it's like, in my opinion, the best thing on TV. But I'd love to go to that and meet all those people because I just think they're absolutely brilliant. And then I guess second on my list would be I'd go to a supernatural convention. Just so I can see my mates.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, on this side.
Hello, Tom. My name is Jordan.
Hello, Jordan.
I want to preface this by saying I asked Amy yesterday and she did it, so.
Oh, God.
I love when shows do musical episodes, so I was just wondering from the musical episode, what song was your favorite, and can you sing something for us?
Oh, I loved that musical episode for many reasons. My favourite song in it, I mean, I was begging them for me to do Wicked Game at some point in the show, and when that opportunity came up, and I was like, this might be the time to do it, that was cool. The world was on fire, no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire can make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. Now I wanna fall in love. Oh, I started too high, didn't I? I have to tell you, my most satisfying moment from that musical episode was finding an in-picture moment in Another One Bites the Dust for Lucifer to go, it's kind of dusty. It really tickled me, I don't know why.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Mary.
Hi, Mary.
First off, I just want to say I love your character on the show. You're one of my favorite characters, and so we all know that Lucifer makes like very funny but impulsive decisions. So has there been like a moment in your favorite episode where you've made like a very funny but impulsive decision?
In one of the episodes, what the most funny impulsive decision? Yeah. Oh my goodness me. What do you think? There were some of the tactics that he used to try and get his daughter on the side. I thought was quite funny. Oh gosh, let me think. Impulsive. Chopping your wings off. That's quite impulsive, isn't it? One would say. I don't know. You've stumped me on that question, Mary. There's something about Mary. If you can't answer the question, just make them laugh. I don't know. Can I come back to you on that one? It might come to me in a ray of light at some point. Yes. But is anyone here? Can anyone, any impulsive decisions that Lucifer made that made them laugh?
Marrying Candy.
Marrying Candy. There you go. Marrying Candy. That's right. Do you want to hear a funny outtake from that?
Yeah.
That's a bit rude. So we shot that scene, and then Lucifer decides he's going to propose to her, which comes completely out of the blue. So I got down on one knee to propose to Candy, and she'd just taken a sip of water, but the coverage was on me, so I was just looking at Lucifer's face. So I went, "Will you marry me?" And she did a spit take of the water, and the water landed here, and I went, "Oh, you're a squirter." Right, embarrassed myself. We were still on Fox. If it'd be on Netflix, definitely.
Hello. Lauren, and this is kind of a stupid question, but me and my friends have been debating this for years, literally. I don't know if it's directly answered in the show, but there's an easy answer, there's a dark answer, and there's like a light answer. And I just want to know, where does Lucifer get his money from?
He's just got it. He's a supernatural being. Currency just is like, whatever.
Like, we were debating because we're thinking, is it like people making deals with him when he was like on Earth? Does he take it out of their dead?
Oh, that's dark. Yeah, he waits for them to die, and then he's like, oh, through your pockets. Spare change. Oh dear. No, I would imagine that he's probably done quite a few deals with quite a few rich people. He has that ability. Pardon? And he has a hugely successful nightclub that sometimes only has 2 people in it. Especially when we're filming during COVID. But it's hugely profitable.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi, Tom. My name's Nita. I'm from Florida.
Woo!
I hope you like Florida better than Lucifer did. He didn't like Florida that much. But
I like Florida,
anyway,
sometimes.
I want to continue the donut debate from yesterday. Why should the baddest guy on the show get croissants? That's just not right. Okay? That should be for the good people.
Well, I think it's because he's French. I think that was the joke.
But he's bad.
Well, he's French.
Maybe everybody knows the answer. Maybe everybody knows the answer to this. Please put me out of my misery and tell me who is the girl sitting on the couch in the front episode. Please tell me.
And the last scene?
Sitting next to Linda's husband on the couch.
Yeah, that's just another lost soul.
What?
But it was Elodie, wasn't it?
I didn't know over and over. I think it's the mean girl from the first episode.
Is it?
Can we do that?
I don't think it was. But I like that theory.
I haven't watched the series.
Oh my god. This is, I hate doing this because I know that you guys know so much more about the show than I do. People asking me questions, you can see the blank look. It was 92 episodes we did. I was drunk for half of them.
Ildi when you see her.
Sorry?
Can you ask Ildi when you see her?
I will, I'll ask Ildi. I'll take it to the great ill monster.
Hello, Tom. My name is Sam. I'm from Ireland. And me and my mates have an inside joke. They like to call me Lucifer. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm pretty charismatic. Pretty funny. A little naughty.
Sounds like a lot of tooting going on there.
My question to you is, how can I be more devilish?
Well, I think you need to lose your modesty. I think you need to pick yourself up a bit more. I think that, I bet you look good in a suit though, don't you? Lose the modesty! Yes, Tom, I look great in a suit!
Pretty good looking guy, you know. His arm goes off.
I mean, yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And have you got good crack? Because you're from Ireland, I mean? I don't mean... have you got good crack? I mean, do you like the crack? You're Irish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like to have fun?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what that is in Ireland, right? I'm not asking you if you to crack.
That's how you look.
No, good. Well, I love the crack. Okay. Well, one thing I would say about you, sir, is that I met you yesterday, and I think you have a very impressive physique. That's all right to say, isn't it? It's paying off. It's paying off. And if I were 20 years younger and single,
I honestly, same to you. I'm not afraid to compliment the guy, you know.
oh, this is getting good. Right. Could you pass and compare to my phone? Thanks, buddy. I've enjoyed the crack with you. Thank you. Oh God, I've got hot water there. Hello, sir. Are you a drug addict? I'm not going to learn to learn. That's a good answer.
My name's Jay. I'm from Boston. Huge fan, and especially of the Bloody Celestial Karaoke episode. The whole family, we love it, we watch it constantly. And it's made me wonder two things. One, if you could do any Broadway musical, what show would you want to do? And B, when can we see you on Broadway? When will we see you on Broadway?
Thank you, Jay. What musical would I do? I mean, back in the day, I was desperate to do West Side Story. I'd be Tony. But I'm a bit old for that these days. Pardon? Rocky Horror. Could do that. I'm not sure if I can rock the fishnets. But when will I be doing Broadway? Well, an honest conversation with you. I was talking to my wife this morning. We were walking to get coffee, and we're staying in New York this week. And I've been talking for a while now. I've not done a play for over 10 years. And for me, that's where I started. And I think that for an actor, going to work in theatre is a bit like going to acting rehab, if you've been working in TV and film for a while. Because it's the pure essence of what we do, and it's what I fell in love with in the first place. So I was talking to Megan this morning, and I was like, I really would love, within the next 18 months to 2 years, be here doing a play. Do you know what she said to me? She said, I would love nothing more than that, Tom. Because I love her as well, she's great. And she also, she loves New York, and I think so. It is a plan of ours, and I kind of in my mind know what I want to do as well. So watch this space, but I'm going to try and make it happen. It won't be a musical, but it will be funny. Okay.
Well, this question kind of jives with that. So, I know most of us can't stand Michael, so we're a little about the American accent, but I loved the American accent in Rush, and particularly the Oklahoma accent in Queen America as Andy. It was brilliant. So I'd love to see you do like a Southern accent, an American role. I don't think any of your upcoming Are you going to do any American roles?
I am. Here's the funny thing, right? So, before people knew me as Lucifer, I was happily going along in my acting career, and when the job was like, it's this person from here, I'd go, brilliant, I'll go and play that then. Or it's this person from here, brilliant, I'll go and play that. Since playing Lucifer, it's like people have gone, I only want you to be British. You know what I mean? Don't be American, don't spoil it. I'm an actor. I just want to go and play whatever part is in front of me and try and tackle it. And use the skills that I've built up over the years to try and do that. And dialect work is one of them. So it's not a popularity contest, is it? Choosing your jobs. I don't want to only play British people from here on in. And I really enjoy working in dialect. Like coming from the UK, there are so many different dialects in such a small place. Really, most actors had to kind of learn that, or at least be open to doing that. Some people were good and some people weren't, but I love working in dialect. And some people noticed that I changed my voice for Lucifer, which is just another way of working in dialect. I don't talk like that in everyday life. I'm not that posh. So yes, I definitely would love to work in any dialect that comes, that's correct for the part. And I'm sorry if that annoys some people. I will be British in my real life.
Very good at the dialect. And I have one more quick question.
Oh.
Someone wanted me to ask, do you still like peanut butter on pizza?
So here's the thing. I was introduced to that when I was doing Rush, and a friend of mine was like, oh, you've got to try this pizza, because he's from Minneapolis, I think he was. And he said, this pizza place in Minneapolis does this pizza, and you're going to love it. He didn't tell me what was on it. He said, try that. And it was absolutely delicious. Right? And the pizza was pizza base, right? You just make it regular. Pizza base, and then before you put the tomato on, you put a layer of peanut butter, like you're making a sandwich. And then you put the tomato on, and then this is the important part. You have it with jalapenos, because you need that spice, and you have it with a bit of pepperoni, and loads of mozzarella. And I challenge you not to like it. There you go. It sounds weird, but it's nice.
It's delicious.
There you go, it's delicious. See, the world said it's delicious. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dawn from San Francisco.
Hello, Dawn.
Hello. I'm asking this question on behalf of my daughter, who is a film and theater major right now. And she wanted to know, how hard is it to transition from one role you've played for quite some time, because you've done a few roles where you've been in character for a while. How hard is it to transfer from one role to a whole new role?
It's pretty tough, actually. Like, when I finished on Lucifer and I went on to my next job, I really struggled with that for a bit. And it was probably more of a psychological thing for me than it was, playing out to other people. But I was so... And again, it's like, if I'm playing a British character, which I was on the next job, I was like, oh, he sounds too much like Lucifer. Like, because you always want to, my thing is I always want to try and be different in the next thing. So yeah, but it took me like a couple of days of being on set to shed the kind of that feeling. But as an actor, you're always racked with self-doubt, and you've just got to kind of push through. But Yeah, it's tough. If you've been doing something for a long, long time, to move on to the next thing, it is kind of like, you've got to shake it off, basically. Yeah. Well, I hope she does well. What year is she in?
She's a junior.
Okay.
Right there.
Oh, she's here?
Yeah, she's right there. Stand up.
Oh, your mum's embarrassing you now. Good luck. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it? Good. That's the main thing. That is the main thing. I started doing this because I really enjoyed acting, not because I thought I was going to make a living out of it. And that's the way to keep going. Okay.
And I just want to preface this by saying I had this question prepared before you came out on stage and started talking about it. What was the most enjoyable thing for you about playing Dr. Oliver on EastEnders?
EastEnders? Ooh, most enjoyable thing. Well, I mean, I got to work with Casey Ainsworth a lot. She was lovely. That's a Casey Ainsworth fan. Unless it's Casey herself. And I guess just like being on that iconic set, like being in Albert Square, which is just part of, you know, everyone's front room in the UK. It was really bonkers, and I guess living at #1 Albert Square was quite cool as well. But yeah, it was a brief time for me on EastEnders, and I had a good time, and that was it. It wasn't my favourite job, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't my favourite job. I did. The iconic Barbara was in, she was very, very lovely to me as well, so it's a really nice group of people there, for sure. It's just not my favourite job that I've done. Thank you.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
I'm Nithya. Okay, so I wanted to start this, say this yesterday, but I was just missed it. So wanted to say that your kindness and compassion is heard, felt, and seen by many people over here. And I am here because of that. I'm more here for Tom than Lucifer. And I, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank the show and you for inspiring me to break out of my shell and follow my desires. So, thank you. On a lighter note, here's my question. So, Lucifer had amazing action sequences. I love them. So, which one was your favorite and your favorite partner in fights? And why was the scene with Michael so unlike others? It felt more like a childish fight between siblings and algebras and all.
Well, I'm glad you got that, because we were going for that. We were going for two siblings fighting the way that siblings do. There's no punches or anything like that. It's messy, it's dirty, and it's horrible. And fighting oneself is quite difficult as well. Action sequence, I have to tell you, like, we did so many different action sequences. I think the ones that were my favourite were often directed by my friend Shalati, who was brilliant. And the first episode that he directed was God Johnson. Great episode. And I think the escape from the mental institution is one of my favourite moments in all of Lucifer. And it was, this is what I love about it. It was scripted as they escaped from this thing, and there were sort of suggestive things within the script. And we were working on a budget, and so we didn't have lots and lots of time to do something. And so Sherwin had this amazing idea, and in conjunction with Rob Hayter, who was our stunt coordinator, to basically have all the stuff going on around us, and me and Tim just walk out, like cool as cucumbers, and then run it on a slow motion shot. And so I remember going in and we were shown for the first time what everyone else was doing, and I just thought, this is brilliant. It was so funny and so good. And then just, well, I don't think we shot it that many times because they worked on it. The stunt team had really worked on it for like the week leading up to it, so everyone knew what they were doing. So we probably only shot it maybe 2 or 3 times. But for me, it was like one of the most genius moments in our show. and it just involved simplicity, just people doing their job, and it wasn't camera tricks or anything like that, it was just practical. So that's one that sticks in my mind for sure.
And your favorite actor in fight scenes too?
My favourite person to act opposite with? I mean, I think because when we first started out, we would do fight training together, but me and Leslie Ann would always quite enjoy fighting. She's hard as nails, I think, I tell you. Terrifying. Thank you.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
I spoke to you yesterday, but first I just want to say that my grandfather loved your show and loves you as a person, and if he could be here, he would. But I want to know that, like, if, like you're behind the scenes dancing with Amy, like what was your favorite dance that you guys learned?
Oh my God. This is the thing about Amy Garcia. I learned so many dances during the shooting of Lucifer that were never seen or needed for it. It wasn't like for a performance, it's just Amy killing time. And for some reason I'm like taking it seriously, going, oh God, I can't get this right. I think when we were filming the Vegas, what's it called? Vegas with Radish? No.
The Radish.
Is that what it's called? Vegas with a Radish. Something like that. Anyway, we did 92 episodes, bear with me. Doing all of that dancing that we did with the Morning Stars, that was so much fun. And that's when Amy because we didn't always work together all the time, but on that episode we worked together pretty much every day. That's when I learned about 93 dances. Only 92.